If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hi, this is Variety Chenevert for AKASHI Media Podcast Live. I didn't have any intentions on making any more commentaries on the R. Kelly conviction, but I am going to make a comment because I have a comment that was made on my YouTube channel on AKASHI Media channel 1217. Okay, the comment that was made was that the R. Kelly video was seen and shot and about 10,000 people saw it. I'm sure whoever sent the video, whatever, there are a lot more people that saw the video. I didn't see the whole video. I saw a portion of a video that was on YouTube, but I didn't see a video. The video that I saw, I didn't see a little girl. What I saw was a man. And I work in media arts. I work in editing. I work with films. I work with Ikigami. I have an Android phone. I'm an Android phone carrier. So I've never really had an iPhone, but I've gone into the stores and had iPhones, and I have tested iPhones and tablets and so on and so forth. And so I work with Aeroflexes. I work with different type of cameras. You know, I work with 8mm cameras. I have been in cinematography. I've done lighting. I've loaded cameras up as a camera loader. You know, there are a lot of things that I do. So, with me responding to the comment about, you know, everyone looking at this video, like over 10,000 people, what I said was, number one, I do not support sex abuse and rape and molestation. That's the first thing. Number two, what I said is that I know R. Kelly. And I said, when I saw a video or two videos, well, not the video that I saw on YouTube had two different images of two different men. I don't know if anyone caught that, but I caught it. I caught it because I work in editing. And there are two different images of two different men. One man that came to sit down has on jogging pants and a shirt, and he's bald. The other image in the same video is another man that has an afro with no shirt on. It's not the same person. It's not the same person. So, the one guy that I saw is darker than R. Kelly. He has different lips than R. Kelly. R. Kelly's lips are not that big. And he's not that complexion. So I know Robert when I see Robert. I've known Robert since childhood. I would know Robert walking down the street if I was at a distance, just like any other relative and friend. I know their walk from behind, front to the back. So it's that type of identity that I would be able to identify him. Robert has Asian features, like I do, and some other relatives of my own. Because Robert is of Bantu people. And Bantu people, African people, Igbo people, a lot of them have Asian features, African Asian features. No one in those videos have African Asian features. And the woman today that supposedly had a relationship, one of the victims who had been with R. Kelly, she claims, at 16. This particular woman, when I saw her video on YouTube, she said that she was with R. Kelly and she was having sex with him with a dildo. And she was fucking R. Kelly with a dildo on all fours, is what she said. And she said that all of the videos that they shot together were shot with an iPhone 3. Which means that if R. Kelly shot these sex tape or sex phone videos, he could have released the video himself. Because it was his phone that shot the videos. When the news broke about R. Kelly supposed to be in sex tapes, they said it was a sex tape. They didn't say it came from an iPhone. The only way this could have been a sex tape is if you took the iPhone and created a tape to give to somebody, which seems like happened. Which sounds like happened. I pay attention to what people are saying. I don't jump bandwagons. I don't go on hearsay per se. I listen. I sit back. I take in. I feel what's being said and told. It is hearsay coming from the person that claims that they have been having sex with R. Kelly. She says in her video commentary, I forget the woman's name on YouTube, that she's talking to, that she left R. Kelly's house or studio and came back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This woman was not kept hostage in R. Kelly's home, because she left and came back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, even as a minor. She left and came back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, was her own words. She was not kept and held against her will. She said her family didn't even know she was seeing R. Kelly. She wasn't afraid of R. Kelly. She kept coming back to R. Kelly's home or studio, she said. So to me, that's not something to convict the person for. She voluntarily came. She came because she wanted to be there. I don't see a reason for a conviction. To me, a good attorney, whether it's defense, prosecution, or whatever it is, prosecutor, whatever it is, either side, if you sat there and listen to these videos, confessions, you'll see that they came on their own. There were times she set up the video phone, I think, is what she said. And she stood it up, I guess, on a tripod or something, or a table. And what I said was, iPhone, she said it was shot with an iPhone 3. iPhones have a good reputation of having clarity, video shots, and photo shots. That's their market of having the best images shot in any light setting. Dim, in the dark, at night, during the day. That's their market of having the best phone on the market. They don't shoot fuzzy, blurry videos at any distance. I said that it looked like that the video was shot with a laptop or tablet or something that had low pixels. iPhones have a reputation of having high pixels resolution for their phones. And it doesn't matter which phone you get. It could be an i3, 11, 12, 13, 20 if you want to. iPhones have a market of clarity as if you're shooting with a studio camera or any professional camera. What they did was take what was a professional camera and condensed it into the best quality into a mobile phone, of having the best HD clarity that they could possibly have with high pixels and colors. It doesn't matter the distance or the light setting. iPhones have a vivid clarity reputation with their phones, and these videos that I saw, not a full video, but a portion of these videos that was on YouTube, showed videos that were fuzzy and blurry, and you had to guess if it was really R. Kelly or not, or you had to guess if it was really the client or not, because had it really been shot with an iPhone 3 as what the woman was saying, you would not have to have guessed if it was R. Kelly or the minor that was in the video. These were guesses. That's why they threw it out in Chicago the first time, because you couldn't identify either one in the video. You guessed it because it was the likeliness of looking like R. Kelly, but it was not a definite identity of being identifiable of R. Kelly or the victim, unless she was the victim herself that was in the video. And she has not released any videos, and there are not any videos that she claims that she shot an iPhone 3 sex videos with R. Kelly with, strapping a dildo on and fucking him in his ass. She's a woman who's on YouTube right now telling a commentator, podcaster, blogger that she strapped on a dildo and fucked R. Kelly in his ass while he's on all four. Where is that video at? Why not show that video on YouTube? You understand? So that's what my response is to the comment that was made. So I don't want people to get it twisted, because your comments have an effect also on my audience. And I don't have a big audience. I don't have 500,000 people. But I do answer questions when I need to, because I have good comments and bad comments all the time. But I will respond to some that I feel is worth responding to. And this is one of them. And a man's life is at stake for life in prison for something that's being said by people where you still don't have any evidence. All they got was a conviction based on a woman who was a producer who I think illegally did a documentary and lied to these people and just want to get a confession tape type of thing on their supposedly allegations of being with R. Kelly. And there have been times I talked to R. Kelly on the phone for 2 hours. And he never talks about anything dealing with sex or women or any. We have a good time laughing and talk about any and everything else. And I know that Robert has those type of relationships that he like people that he can just sit up and have a conversation with, and he ain't thinking about no damn sex all damn day. And I guarantee you, well, when I talked to him, it was peace and quiet on the phone when I was talking to him. And as far as things being said, being kept quiet, he's a producer. He's an artist. It's not uncommon for a producer or an artist who works with sound and recording to have peace and quiet around them, so they don't have noise and bumping around them when they're editing, when they're recording, when they're in the studio. They don't want to pick up any other sound around the studio other than what's in the studio. It's not uncommon for a person who works in a home studio who may have limited maybe foaming or something that they know that noise could come from another side that can interfere in the recording of what they're trying to do. So they have these foams on the wall, or they have the studio sounds up. I've never been to his studio, so I don't know how the studio is set up and formed as far as the walls and the acoustics for the sound is set up. I don't know how it's been set up because I've never been there. But what I can tell you is that when you are recording, silence is very important. Whether you're on a set outside, whether you're on the set in a studio, on location, it doesn't matter where you are. Silence is important. So even if I was an attorney, I would address that topic. Anyone has ever been to a film production set, television show set, on location, inside the studio, or record audio, whether it's music, audio, vocally, or whatever, you're going to hear them say, quiet on the set. That's not uncommon. And I feel that R. Kelly's attorneys should have been attorneys that work in entertainment and know the entertainment industry, because these attorneys did not know the entertainment industry, obviously, enough to have a strong defense case for him not to get convicted. This is what I support, because I work in that industry of entertainment, and I know that silence and quiet on the set is something that's said with every director. And I'm sure when she recorded her documentary series on surviving R. Kelly, they said, quiet on the set. So, that's something that I wanted to address. Now, I think I've addressed something that's very simple. People who work in the industry would know that's something that's said quite a bit. Thank you. This is Variety Chenevert for AKASHI Media Podcast Live. Having to give an answer and feedback on the commentary of R. Kelly conviction. Thank you for listening.